this sort of setup into it, it's not really great because the whole point is to get as much run up as you can and transfer all the power from that run up into getting height. And going sideways into it brings motion around the side, which helps with the twist, but doesn't help with the height. So I don't want to see that. What I want to see is a nice straight round off where you go into it in a dish position. So it looks something like this. So everything goes over the top and everything's going into it straight. In gymnastics, there's a really common position that happens in a lot of moves, and it's the dish position. So you're sort of in this position. If I lie down on the floor, you have your arms by your ears, but not past them. You can look at your feet, with a small little back on the floor. So, another thing I often see people doing is reaching towards the floor. So what you don't want to do in a round off is this. It loses power and you don't get as much distance on the actual round off itself. You need to reach. To reach, you need to have this dish position with your hands by your ears. So at the point when you go into it, you're going as far forwards as you can, rather than going by your feet. So the bigger the angle there is between your arms and your ear, the worse. The next thing is to make sure that you push away on a round off, so that your hands are by your ears throughout the whole thing. So what you don't want to be doing is something like this, where your arms are pointed towards the floor at the point where you take off. Throughout the whole move, until your feet leave the floor, your hands need to be up by your ears. And this is crucial to get the height, so let me show you. And that's the main tips really, keep going straight. Oh, and the next thing is when you're running up, imagine there's 3 lines, one in between your legs, and one on your legs going this way. When you're running on either side of the legs, and you're trying to make sure that you put your hands in line with the line that you're running on. Another common thing I see is people run into their round-offs, do this sort of thing, and put their hands here, or put their hands here. And it makes for a really squiffy round-off that loses a lot of power. You need to have it going down the line so that when you plant your feet, your hands go back here in front of you. Next thing is a lot of people ask, where do I put my hands when they touch the floor? And this is a reason why a lot of people do this, because it feels natural. So what you don't want to do is plant your hands here. Wipe your hands on this line like this, and then go for it. Like I say, you dive straight forwards, like this, aiming to have your hands in a T position for when they touch. So at the point where they touch, they're in a T. Come over, out of it like this. And the turn in the air you won't even have to worry about, because it should just happen naturally. So when your feet point to the ceiling, your hips twist. So let me show you one more.